Sometimes I start streaming and I forget that I have a mute button that may or may not be checked. But here we are. Nope, no starting soon. We're just going to roll into it because I've decided, and that's how it shall be. Did you know that our Kickstarter campaign teaser trailer, teaser page? I think that's what it's called. On BackerKit, it's almost at 100 followers. Wow, I'm like gassy today. I'm talking quietly. I'm really gassy. Oh my gosh. Very burpy. Apologies for the burps tonight. It might happen more. I guarantee it. There might be farts, but you don't have to smell those either. So, you know, consider yourself lucky. No farts and no sharts. We're good. Everything's good. How are you? Wanted to go see where our count was. We're so close. We've almost broken the 100 follower barrier. I don't know what the barriers are supposed to be, but we're there. You know, fighting the good fight, living the real reels. Is that even a term? Living the real reels. Trying to wake up for streaming. I always feel like by the time I start streaming, I have to reawaken my brain. I'm trying to get into our BackerKit so I can take a look. Next. No, don't switch to the Chrome profile. Just log me in. Dang it. See where we're at. Probably 90, 98. Oh, buddy. 2 more. We're so close. Turns out Facebook marketing or Meta marketing channels, not too bad. Not a terrible conversion rate. 2.7, but better than 0.0 something. Alrighty. So tonight I'm going to work more on the game, and I will also be at some point I'm going to pause and I'm going to talk about marketing your indie game, and it'll be a blast. I'm going to try the streamer video recording thing that people do, where they go, they go do a little talkie and then they cut it into a video. I don't have time to make videos, so that's why I'm going to do it that way. Look, there's Sage's head. Hey, randomness, by the way. Nice AS you got there. Did you see this one too? Yeah, we'll see how that goes. I don't like doing pre-recorded videos. I really don't like scripting a video, and I think I can, jabber for a bit. So we'll find out what happens. First, I'm going to write some code, theoretically, but you know how that goes. Writing code. Am I right? Oh, I wanted to say, that's what I was going to do earlier. I never even got to check that. Did I even compile my code? I think I did. Okay. Don't you have time to make videos? Yeah, no. No time. Nor do I think that videos for me are... It wouldn't be to, make money. It would just because it's fun. And that's about it. Okay, let's see if that debug breakpoint I have even triggers. I don't think it does. Okay. So when we load a character in the game, we don't get the character's map object. I wonder if it happens though if I turn off this stupid setting here. Clear that out. People can have fun? I guess so. There's something to be said about people finding things to do with their time that they, want to leverage it. I'm not a gatekeeper on what makes things fun for people. Or am I? Okay. So my code doesn't run at all. And I don't know if I need to care about this. I think at the moment I don't want to care about this. So I'm not even going to put this stupid code in here because it doesn't do anything. It doesn't work. It's not useful. I'll have to hunt down later where things happen. So instead, I'm going to go back to what I was doing somewhere in my code. Did I? Oh, because what I was doing, what I've been working on is this, Woo! Technically, she does a little jump. But I do have a jump animation for her, but her jump animation, her real one is like tied to a different, like a different sprite sheet. And in the Smile Game Builder system, I have to enhance their system. And I don't want to do that tonight. Got like a lot of hair in this crap. There you go. So anyway, that works. Okay. So the thing I need to do is I need to be able to play a motion though. A motion, not emotion. A motion on a character or object. So that's what I got to do now. So now I got to go figure out how to make that work. We have map actor. There you are. I don't even have to have a process. If it's just a play motion, I don't think so. I think I could literally just make a play motion method. Forlorn Alex. Wait, you subscribed for 2 months? You subscribed before? Hey, Alex, welcome. And I don't know how I missed that you subbed before. I apologize for that. Well, now you get to be immortalized in the code. Do you have a link to your stuff or the link that you would share? Do you just share your Twitter? Because I'll put a whatchamacallit. I'll put a command in my code if you're willing to share the link that you'd like to share, because your game is pretty heckin' awesome. What's today's date? Today's date is the 17th, 12/17 of 2024. Thank you for Lauren Alex for the 2 months of Prime sub. Also, your game rocks. And then I could go on. I could do Steam. What do you prefer to share for your game? Let's go Steam. Forlorn. Okay. Do you want me to do Forlorn Memories on Steam, or this game is freaking, oh buddy, so beautiful. Every time I watch you work on it too, it's like, oh my god, this is so amazing. Do you have it set up to leave comments in the compiled code? No, I just manually do it. That would be funny if it did it automatically though. This game is so pretty. I look at the work that you do on this. I know that you've had some limitations on the work you can do simply because you've had, you know, stuff going on, but oh my God. Look at this game. And they have their like videos of oh my God, it's so beautiful. You do all the work. I know this is not supposed to be a stream about you, Alex, but still at the same time, this is pretty amazing. You're not on my wish list? Oh, right, because I think you are on my wish list, but I'm not. Oh, it's Dratzy Games. Oh, I can add you to Dratzy Games wish list. I forgot about that. My wish list is, you know, my Matsu user. You gotta be on my wish list, right? Let's see. All right. I must log into Steam. So weird. Steam is being weird right now. Well, whatever. We'll worry about that later. Forlorn Memories. Since you didn't give me another link, I'm just gonna put it in here. Let's see. Can I do FM? Or Forlorn is probably the right one. Forlorn. Forlorn. Wait. Add command. Forlorn. Check out Forlorn Memories. It's so pretty. Okay. I don't know if you want it to be called pretty, but if you don't like that, you know, we can work on it. Do you have it? So, did someone say indie game marketing? How's it going? Hey, Sorrow. The power of Uni plus JRPG. Yeah, health issues. I remember you saying that. I didn't want to publicly say that unless you were willing to say it. Hey, Tom, by the way. So one of the super annoyances about having a game in early access is that people can leave reviews. And I just so happened, while I was trying to get in there, my Steam had it open. And apparently we've got another negative review that has dropped us down. I wonder what they said. Should I look at it? Is it like... I want to look at it. I never do this on stream because I'm not petty about it. I'm so curious what people say. There's a lot of, so it used to be, we were at 52, but now we're at the UU number 69. 000. Pros, love the art style. Cons, wait, is this the recent one? No, that's July. That was from previously. So where's the negative one at? There's a new one. It might be a let's see. Negative reviews. June, no. So then can I do it by like date? Date range. Just show the graph. Who's this? It's gonna show me that one? How do I? This must be a different language. So one of the other problems is you are sort of at the mercy of everybody. So see, this is like not an English language complaint. Looks like it's some Eastern European. Let's see here. Let's see what they said. It's going to be like, this game's not completed, or this game's not in the language I want, or, you know, something like that. Let's see what it says. Detect language. Boring. Okay, this is what they said. The first JRPG that bored me. Everything in the game is mediocre, from the graphics to the combat, level design, guard. I don't recommend it. I don't know what level design guard means, but I'm assuming there's just something lost in translation there. I mean... Hey, have I mentioned we're going to do a Kickstarter to try and make the game less boring? Working on it. Should I reply to the person? I'll do it later. At some point, like, you can't really do much with that. They don't like the game. In fact, they don't like it so much that they're willing to leave a negative review. Instead of like getting the demo first to decide whether you like it. I mean, the demo is more than an hour long. So you could also get the demo, decide you hate it and move on with your life. But instead, you pay for the game, play it for an hour, hate the game, leave a negative review, and refund your money. It's just like, and don't worry, it has no impact whatsoever on the developer or the game. Everybody's happy. They're so grateful that you took that time to leave a negative review. Struggling indie devs just trying to fucking get by. Excuse my language. Just here we are. We're working on stuff. How are you all doing? Oh man. Sorry guys. I didn't mean for you all to see that. I'll talk about marketing in a bit. That was me. It's okay, Donut. I forgive you. If it was just you, Donut, then it's fine. I'll be okay with it. I've deserved it. Hey, I changed my pricing just for you in South America. And it's on sale right now. So not only is it properly priced for South America, but also it's on sale. Being indie dev's tough. I mean, look at you, Alex. You got a beautiful game, and you literally just can't work on it as much as you want because of health issues. I knew it was Donut. I'm making games too. Oh, where are you? No, you're not South America. No, there's someone else with a South American that was wanting it. You're right. You're in Europe somewhere? Somewhere not where I'm at. Somewhere east of me, probably. In that general direction. Or if you go far enough, somewhere west of me. Just, you know, not actually where I'm at. I can't remember. I'm sorry, Donut. Dominican Republic. So southeast of me? What should it be in Really? No way. Was it you that I changed the price for? I thought I changed it for somebody. Let me go in to find out. Partner.steam games. It's still $20 USD? No, I swear to God I changed it. And right now it should be on sale. I changed it though. I did. Where is it? Financial info? No. That's just money. I'll have to go into the game, I think. I swear to all that is holy. Agua Vida is from Colombia. Yeah, but it wasn't Agua. That's why I'll say, take our money. All devs are evil. Confirmed. My broke country has no broke benefits. No, but I can change it. I can change. I admit I've been a dirty little Motzi. Where is it? Pricing? Resources? Tools? Manage economy? Should we add an economy to the game? No. I think it's like packages. View packages or pricing. There's pricing right there. Pricing. Okay, let me see. I swear to HE double hockey sticks. Excuse me. Latin America. Wait, that's not, but you're not Latin America. Wait, is Dominican Republic? I don't know geography. Tell me how geography works, please. I am? Well, it says Latin America should be lower. I have USD Latin America set for, well, it's 1049 right now, I think, because of discounts. USD Latin America. It says it right here. What's the country code for Dominican Republic? Is it DR? DR is not on here. That might be part of the problem. It's okay. If I figure out how to get you a really good price, would you buy the game and then go leave a review? You're not taken into account anywhere. The fuck? Hold on. DR. Well, there's... Don't know. Oh, wait. I saw a DR somewhere. Indonesia. Okay, so if you were in Indonesia, you would be set. Where's the other DR? Dratzi, the DR in Dratzi. So they just don't put you guys in any pricing bucket? Why wouldn't they do that? Hold on, let me just see this. Steam pricing, Dominican Republic. I'm not working now. Now you've got me completely... Regional pricing for Dominican Republic. If you live in the Dominican Republic, you are screwed. Steam out here maximizing customer willingness to pay. Steam regional pricing for... There's got to be an answer to this, right? Suggestions and ideas 9 months ago. Uh-oh. That's the same one I was looking at. You're far more likely to merge. If you live in Dominican, and want correct information, we need to talk about it here and get more. So yeah, so to Donut's point, nobody seems to care, I guess. That's dumb. Apparently I can't do anything about it. I can't help you. Well, Donut, if you message me on the Discords when I'm not streaming, I have at least one idea that might work. So just give me a ping and I'll hook you up. I'll have my people call your people, except have your people call me first because I'll forget. Okay, so actor motion, blend time. What other things we have here? Graphic ID. We're going to ignore graphic ID for now. We're not going to get graphic around here. We're just going to leave it. So process play motion. We're going to do play motion as a method. Then we're going to do actor motion, and then we're going to do I gotta do it on complete, I think. Do I care about on complete? Maybe. Sure. If it's null, then we won't do anything. It's fine. Everything's fine. It's all fine. It's all good. It's all fine and dandy here. So I have to say, I start, so okay. I'll explain this a little bit later when I start doing my little like video stuff. But I was watching some videos last night and I was laughing my butt off because of some of the things that I'm going to talk about. It was just so hilarious. It's just so hilarious. Looking at videos about marketing and then like knowing what I know. Whoo, buddy. Whoo, buddy. That's all I got to say. Donut, are you on? Is that you? Did you just join our Discord? That looks like you. That's got to be you, right? And we have a mutual friend. Oh, yeah, that has to be you. I didn't know that that would be you, though. That's you, right? Watching videos. Oh, haha. Oh, you know even. Well, you have your little face on there. So now I'm going to be your friend. Oh, we are friends. Look at that. We're friends. You changed your name. Why did you change your name? Your name was not what it is now. That's the problem. Are we friends? You got a friend and we must be because this is we have mutual friends, right? Or maybe we aren't. I'm going to add you as a friend. Are you my friend now? Oh no, you're my boyfriend. Yes. Well, I'm a man. So sorry. Sorry, muchacho. Soy hombre. Soy amigo de hombre. Or is that amigo hombre? I don't know. I'm a friend of man. Oh man. Buckle up, Buttercup. I do get to call you Buttercup now, just so you know. These videos on marketing are so hilarious to me. I mean, any material out there is funny to me. If you know what I know. We shall see. So actually, I just added a feature that I can play a motion, but I didn't set up anything I could do with it. I guess I could do I don't even have, do I have a play motion node? I don't think I do. No, I do actually. I have actor motion. Okay, we'll go to this and then figure out where from there. Play actor motion. Yeah, that's it. That's right. Right. Move actor versus play actor motion. So what was I doing here? Oh. I don't know what's better. I guess I already have a way to play a motion. I was kind of thinking that I would want the actor itself too, because you could like cue a sequence. I guess it's not that important. Okay, so let me reset my expectation on coding. Because in the last couple streams, the thing that I was trying to do, well, I can show it, but what I was just trying to get the character to do movement on the map using this like map actor concept. So not only did I figure out how to get the character to move from either a linear point or a not like a gridded based movement, I also figured out how to make the character jump, which is going to be a necessary component of melee characters in battle. But what's interesting, this is I laugh about myself and the way that I do things, and sometimes it works out really great, and sometimes I'm just an idiot. So like, okay, so there's a jump mode, right? That I'm kind of over engineering this a little bit, but it's the reason is like I could write a battle system where all the components of the battle system are mostly scripted with code. Where it's like, okay, I might have some components I move around and I configure. But it's very like, you know, very, not fragile, very brittle. So the once I've made the system, changing it wouldn't be changeable, right? And I'm trying to make something that is more flexible. And partly for the reason is, I don't want to do everything in the battles. Now, I'm doing a lot for the core system, but once the core system is in place, theoretically, anyone on the team, the major team is me and Jacob, but we have other people. Anyone on the team could conceivably make things happen in battle by using these nodes to string together actions in the, you know, whatever sequence they want. So part of the reason I'm spending this time is this logic will work in battle, not just, you know, it'll work on battle and on map. So theoretically, we can make a character jump from point A to point B on the map later. I'm minimizing the amount of work I do from the map perspective. I'm just using this from to test stuff, but it still, functionally will work. And the system that I'm making is going to hopefully be just orders of magnitude better than what we used before. Previously, this is the base node. I couldn't move nodes around off of the base because the way the scripting system works. But now I can just, move crap around. So I can I should be able to make the character move left by 4 or something, right? So when I push this little test button that I have here, I think hopefully it'll work. If it doesn't work, I'm going to be sad. Okay. Well, when you think about it, really, he did go somewhere. I hadn't tested the grid move. I think what he ended up doing is going to a 0-0 point for some weird reason. So I must have just forgot something. Because I can make him go back, right? So, I guess I thought that I had something that when it was directional, it would make him move by direction, but so it's weird that it's not doing it that way. By direction. I thought I kind of want to figure that out, even though it's not critical. I want to look at move actor command. Good news is the entire team can send the characters to 0-0. That is legitimate. Legitimate. Move by direction. This is the thing. If move option equals direction, move by direction. Did I do something weird here? Walk. Use grid. Oh, hold on. Move by direction is because it's not using the grid. Hold on a second. It needs... Why do I even have this in here? Let's get rid of that garbage. I think because originally I was going to have it you could move by direction with grid or not. And it's fine. It's fine. That's why it's doing that. It's fine. But we'll just make sure that actually works. Thanks, Sorrow. Kappa. You got me. I'm glad that we can just break things. So let's see. When I started the stream, I was talking about how we did it. We have officially made it to 100 emails collected for our Kickstarter. That's cool. We made it. We made it to 100. You know what that means? We need more. We need lots more. So many more. Oh, we need so many more. Promotion and marketing is hard. Well, it's not hard. It's easy and hard at the same time. It's easy hard. The hardest part about marketing is you just got to do lots of it. The hardest part about life is that you have to work at stuff. You got to do things. That's the hard part. Once you get past that, it's all easy. Then it's not hard anymore. You just do it. It's fine. Everything's fine after that. Okay, bye, Atlas. Nice talking to you. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you. Good job, boy. Okay, well, Atlas apparently is on his own program. Why is he on his own program? Process movement. actor movement, use grid. Did it? Because I defaulted to false. That's why, because I'm an idiot. Okay. So I'm just going to default this to true for now. It's defaulting to not using grid. Yeah, so that's the problem. I will definitely back you on Kickstarter once it goes live. Thank you, Alex. Appreciate it. Are you going to do one for you? I really want to. Okay. So Forlorn Alex, I won't talk about you too much unless you want me to. Then I'll talk about you tons. We don't know each other. So just to be clear, I'm not like, me and Alex, we go way back. You know what I'm saying? But Alex is part of a little dev group we have that's actually not so little anymore. That consists of a lot of people doing retro style games or RPG style games or, genre-ish similar games. So, action RPGs, tactical RPGs, turn-based RPGs, of that flavor. And I mean, we have some people from, or at least one person from Forge of the Fae. We have, I can't remember all the names of the games. We got lots of cool people there. Hold on, let me go. Forlorn Alex, there you are. We know each other. So at the very least, Forlorn Alex and I know each other. And I can't, are you the only one doing this game? I can't remember. But I remember hearing something like, it's like you and that's about it. Because you're the only one working on it? I don't know. But this game is freaking amazing. What a star-studded group. I know. I just told you all the people in the group. I actually have it in our partners section of our channel. I think we're still missing some people. We got Forge of the Fae, Threads of Time. We got, I think, the product managers. I don't remember who we have from there. We have Hannah from Scarlet Record. Hannah, they go by different names, but they did our original, the Crescent Sun person did our original key art, Forlorn Memories, Sacred Earth, Memoir Wanderer, Tactics Returners, Shrine's Legacy, Tears of Magic. So the guy that does Tears of Magic was good from Good Old Pixel, was the one that started organizing this group. There's double that number of people in the group now, but it's hard to keep up with all this stuff. So they're pretty amazing people. We all share different thoughts and ideas. I like Forge of the Fae just recently had a Kickstarter, so I supported it with money because it's a cool game. Is that 9C? I can't see it from here. 9C? I don't know. 9C? What a group. Sarah's like, now you're saying, look at this game though. Guys, what the flip, man? Oh God, this game is so beautiful. That's why I'm like, why is Alex hanging out with the likes of us? I obviously don't go on Twitter enough to go like people's stuff, but gosh, dang it, man. And I was just trying to remember, are you the only one that does this? This is Project Liquidation Game. That was the last one you worked on. Yeah, I'm on my own, but I occasionally hire people on freelance basis for things like voice. You do all, it's just, oh man. And okay, check this out though. Oh my God, it's loud, sorry.
Let's chase what's lost.
Let's chase what's lost. God, this game is so beautiful. I feel like this is one of those games that would make lots of money on a Kickstarter. And I remember you had some post about arrows in the quiver, where you, this is like, this is how I know you really care about what you're doing. I don't know where the post is here because it's probably way down, but the characters have one of the characters has a bow and arrow, and the quiver has the quantity of arrows in it. So when you shoot an arrow, the quiver gets one fewer arrow, and that's so cool. It's completely not, useful from a function perspective. Like, it doesn't make the game function any differently, but it is so freaking cool. I saw that, and then like you were doing this thing about map transitions. The map transitions where you never see a transition, so you like load the scene and then it just kind of comes in while you're walking between. Oh, man, here I am trying to figure out how to do like basic movement. There are some extremely talented humans out there. This is not my biggest talent, just to be clear. If I could have someone just do all these things for me and not go broke, I would do it. I mean, I do sort of enjoy the fact, why are you not walking though? He's moving. Okay, well, I'll have to figure out what's going on there. It's definitely brokey. But, so theoretically it's a grid movement, but he's not moving like he's supposed to. I probably broke something when I was messing around with it. Because the way the Smile game builder system works, but I'm sort of like extracted out from it, but not fully. But the way it works is very strange, for what I'm trying to accomplish. It's saying like, current steps, walk, direction, walked. It's supposed to keep walking until it's done walking. Character.walk, change direction. This was working before. I wonder what I changed. I think it's up. It's up in the process movement section. I'm guessing it's like. Where is it? Process movement. It's here. What does if actor? Oh, okay, hold on. What did I do? What did I do here? I know it's... Oh my God. Please. Can you just do what I want you? So yeah, I must have done something weird with this invoke. Or this here. It's supposed to keep going. Why is it not doing it? Move step. It starts moving. We say whether it walked or not. If remaining steps is greater, yes. Then where do we subtract the steps?
I got so good at using the keyboard with my hands, I practiced and became an expert with my feet. I'm a pro toe typer.
I bet you that's it.
Motzi.
Wah, 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 wah.
Enjoy your horn of shame.
We broke the barrier. 103 leads collected. Booyah, mofos. We're on our way up. Am I on my way? I don't know where I'm going. Honestly, I waste a lot of time on gimmicks. Yeah, Alex, I know. Sorry, I didn't read your message. It's just like, but like, I have so many things I want to talk about instead of working. What are we doing here as developers and creators if the only reason we're working on our projects is to make money or to ship a product? Why are we doing it if we're not doing something that feels right for the game? I'm not talking about like getting tied up in all the little gimmicks you could possibly do. I'm not talking about like making scope decisions that are just because you want to do them. I'm talking about looking at a game and saying, this piece of it is sort of like not useful per se, but it like enhances the immersion. A lot of people feel that way, right? A lot of people feel that way, and yet there's like this weird dichotomy. Like as a developer, I still have to ship something, and then you get people who say the game's boring. Screw you. You know, they give you a thumbs down. I'm not saying the person. I'm saying that's what they're saying to you, basically, right? And people get so offended, and like, you know, Alex spends so much time making this quiver and arrow thing, and some people will super appreciate it. Other people won't even notice it or care. And you're like, should I have done that? Yes, you should have. But I don't know. Okay. I'm totally not going to turn this into a rant because that's not what I'm here for right now. I'm supposed to be working. But I am totally going to bring this topic up for a moment. Dragon Age Origins versus Dragon Age 2. Dragon Age Origins. There you go. Look at that walk. Look at that beautiful walk. Roll that beautiful bean footage. Uh-oh. He's going to walk forever now. Why you have gloves on? Because I have arthritis. I have the precursor. I have pre-arthritis. My hands have autism. So just Dragon Age Origins, I thought, was just so well crafted, so much detail, so much interesting stuff in it. I thought it was such a great game. Then I played the second one, which I don't even know the name of it, or the third one. I don't remember what. I think I played the second one, and the second one was okay. Like it had some of the elements, but then they had this stupid crap where it was like the same dungeon, but they just closed off certain areas. And once I figured that part out, I was so annoyed. Dragon Age Origins had so much like variety. You can start with different people. The dungeons were unique and interesting. And then Dragon Age Origins or Dragon Age 2 was like the same dungeon 5 times, but from different angles. And to me, that's the difference, right? It's like Alex makes a game where you see the bow and arrow, quiver, all that stuff. And then the next one you see is like half the quality. I don't know what the equivalent would be to like the bow and arrow thing, but it's like everything goes in a quiver. You know, it's just like people put in knives in quivers or something. Oh, we got the quiver mechanic. We can just throw things in there. Yeah, right, Alex, because this is the problem, right? This is the whole problem with money. You release the first one, you're like, okay, now the studio would like to make money to continue, so you gotta ship the next game as fast as you can, because that's how it works. Hey, Burns. And it's annoying. And I know that's how money works, right? Like, I understand fundamentally that's how that all works, but it's super obnoxious to me. Okay, we're okay. I gotta save my rant. Hey, Mendoza, I gotta save my rant because I'm going to talk about not that. I'm going to talk about marketing. I'm going to blow your minds on, and I'm going to show you guys all exactly what you need to know about indie game marketing. And even though I say it with a twinkle in my eye, my twinkle is because it's funny. Not because I don't think I have something valuable to say. I actually have no value to add. I'm just going to make fun of marketing. That's all I'm going to do. That's not true. I actually think I'd hope to say I have some legitimate things to say. My personal counter rant, I can live off of $3,600 a year. Well, that's nice. I can't live off of that for 2 weeks. Well, I also have, 5 members of the family, including myself. You don't mind capitalism, but you just like capitalists? Yeah. Well, I have a whole nether... Okay, just stop. Breathe, Motzi. What am I doing? What am I even doing here? Okay. So what we have... Oh, I know what I was going to do. Okay. What we have is now the ability within a battle to make an action occur that hopefully will work. Oh, you know what I need to do? I need to do one other function. I need to be able to send a character to a target. Because now I want to, in the battle, what I want to do is be able to specify character from this point and then make them move to another one. You're about to Discord with your friends? Well, I'm glad that you have friends. That's so nice. Have fun with your friends. Of course you have friends. You're a big donut. Who doesn't like a donut? Do they have the equivalent donut version of like an everything bagel? Hey, 2 friends, that's like 1 more than I got. That's not totally true. But where's it like what how do you divide what's the dividing line on friends? Like is it a continuum? I certainly don't have a lot of local friends I hang out with. I have a lot of local friends in theory. There's only one I ever hang out with though. But that's just a theory. A friend theory. Move by direction. We're going to just get rid of this code. I don't need to leave that there. You make that definition. Oh. So I could say everybody in the world is my friend. You got a friend in me. In school, they always say friends. Like, oh, your friend this, your friend that. It's like, why are they calling everybody your friend? That kid does not like that other kid. They are not friends, okay? Let's be real here. Does anyone remember what I was working on? I was working on targeting. So we need to go to move actor. So right now we're doing a target. So this is the target. This is what we're moving the actor to. And that means the target, calculate target position. Okay. So if we're moving the option to an actor, oh, it might already work. Oh, wow. I might have already written the code for it. Okay. Well, we'll find out. I want to hear the rant on marketing. I will. How about, since this is my first time doing it, maybe like at 9:30, I'll get going on it. I want to feel like I accomplished something. Just like, just a little bit. I don't know. Just like, I just want to make, something happen. It doesn't have to be major, just a little tiny bit of a thing, but I want to do something. So let's see. We want to move the character linearly to, oh shoot. I never did the target ID. I wonder if I could get an identifier from... Okay, so I never actually wired this up. So then I need to be able to get the map information from the context. Okay, so good. So this is something I can legitimately do and feel like I accomplished something. So we have map. Is it a base map graph? Is it a, what is it? Node map? What did I call it? It's not a map graph. It's something else. It's not an AFLAC. Cancel. It is a... Oh, it's a game map graph. Okay. So we have to have the map configuration, which I've defined. Okay. So then we pass in the context, which is good. So I think I actually do have that information available. I just need to go into map target resolver. That's what I want. Okay. So I have the information here, and I need to go down to here. Okay. public void get map targets. It's actually not void. I need to be IEnumerable. IEnumerable. And then I do this logic somewhere. I could just steal it from walk command, maybe? No, it's a targetable command. There we go. Get target ID. This will be get targets. Okay. So what do we got here? What do we got? What do we got? What do we got now? So I built this manually. Is this, should we do it this way? Context. The way I did this was getting game map data. So I'm getting a map event override. Okay, so I kind of have to, that's okay. I'm glad I actually went to steal this code because I really did not, I did not remember how I did any of this. And yes, I am copying and pasting this in here. And yes, I'm doing it as Unity editor. I've chosen my poison or my manner of death. So here we go. So then we need context. So what do we have for context here? On setup, we have context graph. Why do I store the context in here? Shouldn't I store the context? Does this not have a context? Oh, it does have context. Public. Oh, it's so wait. Why does this not believe it has context? Oh. Context.map.map characters. Ooh, buddy. We have to say if let's see. Is. Oh my God. What did you just do here? Please stop that. Okay. I'm not a never nester. I believe strongly in nesting. You really haven't lived until you've nested everything. Sorry, I'm remembering this wrong, but you create this scenes with a different tool. Yes, Alex. Alex, can I be real with you here? When I look at your game and I look at my capabilities, I think, how am I even here? I look at the stuff that people like Alex do, and I'm just like, what do I think I'm doing? How do I think I even have, a wing and a prayer? It's all Jacob, honestly, my partner, who makes everything look pretty. I have an engine called Smile Game Builder. Well, I don't have it. There's an engine called Smile Game Builder. And my partner, Jacob, is like a wizard at this thing. It is very much like an RPG Maker thing. He used to do RPG Maker stuff. So he kind of groks how that works. I don't suffer from it. I would assume that suffering from imposter syndrome would imply that for some reason it would deter me from doing stupid crap, which I don't. I am perfectly willing to get up here and feel like an idiot. That's like, totally my jam. But I do feel like there's some sort of assessment of capability where I can recognize the difference. If that makes sense, right? Like I can be here and be dumb. I'm a CTO, Chief Technology Officer. That's my role in my day job. That means theoretically that I have chief level experience with technology. And I do. I'm actually quite knowledgeable with web application development. Game development was not something that I invested my time in. So comparatively to people who've been doing this a lot longer than me, I know about mid-level. But it's like, oh God, I wish I had a good example to explain. But anyway, this is Smile Game Builder. But we had my son tested, and he has ADHD, and he's got a learning disability because he's got dyslexia and dysgraphia. And what they determined was he's got a really high IQ, like 120 or 121 or something. But his ability to process is really slow. So he's got like an external processor that's slow and an internal processor that's fast. And that what that creates for him is, you know, when he takes in information, it takes him more time. So dyslexia means it takes him longer to process the material in front of him. And so while his brain can go really, really quick, and once it gets it, he's got it, it takes a little bit longer for that to kind of filter in. And in some ways, I feel like I'm like that in game dev. Like I have a lot of technical knowledge and capability, but the application of it is not in game dev. And so my game dev ability is much slower. And I'm trying to like cram it in, you know, to the things that I do, which results in really crazy crap. You know, like I present a problem to a game dev who knows what they're doing, and they're like, and I'll be like, I'm trying to solve this problem, and I'll, you know, explain all the intricacies and all that stuff, and they'll be like, well, why don't you just do that? I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. We should just do that. That's a good point. That's how it works for my brain. It's like I want to like surround everything with this bubble of complexity when it really doesn't have to be that complex. Anyway, yeah, so here it is. This is the engine, Smile Game Builder. But the code inside here is in Unity. One of the great things, though, is if you ever want to talk about the finer points of having like an RPG engine, I'm your guy. I'm sorry. I know lots of stuff now. I don't retain all of it, but I could point out a lot of the things that I've learned. I know a lot because I've had to read through this sort of like antiquated methodology of doing like a configurable RPG engine and then retrofit it into Unity even more. Like they have, you know, their own retrofitting into it. And then I've like Motzi retrofitted it, which is more like Frankenstein bolted it together. And that's, you know, that's my story. And I'm sticking to it. Okay, so can use map reference. I don't care about this at all. We're going to get rid of that entirely. You see that I'm ramping up for my marketing talk. I have no idea how it's going to go. It's probably going to be a train wreck. And we're just going to train wreck it together. Well, if you're hanging out with me. For each, if map context is not equal to null, I think it's map events. Hold on. Yeah, map events. So we get each map event. I don't even care about it being an SGB override because we don't need it. Let's do this. There we go. And then they already have the context name and then targets. We don't do that. We do this dot targets equals. I don't know why that is there. So we'll just do this. Okay. If map, it's always true. So we don't even need to check that. So let's just do this. Let's see if this works. So I've basically taken like a gigantic blob of code and turned it into it's like, how has my code evolved over time? And then we do this, and then we go up here, and we go to target ID, hide if is in battle, value drop-down list, get targets, and let's find out how this looks. I think we also want to hide. Do we hide a label? I don't remember. Where's my walk command? Walk command. Hold on, I'll see your message. Oh no, it's targetable command. Target ID? Let's see. I do hide the label, okay. Let's try this. I don't remember if I hide the label or not, but hide label. Okay. And then while I rebuild this, I'm going to read Alex's message. You're exaggerating a lot. In my opinion, your projects are way more impressive. It's still possible to make adjustments in Unity, like changing a block on the map, for example. Or do you merge it? Oh, so did you call it slime? I like that you said slime builder. It could just be a typo, but that feels right. No, actually, it's really, really interesting. So Smile Game Builder uses... No, it's perfect. Smile Game Builder uses essentially like a low fidelity height map. So this is like a terrain map, right? And then they just have a fancy way of updating the texture. Well, it's not fancy. It's really inefficient. It's super inefficient for Unity. For their code, it's fine because they use XNA framework and they do all the work themselves. But from a Unity perspective, it's super inefficient. So they just have all the textures and bits. And when you're in the editor, you're messing with the meshes. But when you export it, they get exported as mesh objects. So they just chunk it into a bunch of different terrain pieces that are just one object. Well, I mean, it's like, however big the map is, it could be 20 or 30 or 40, but it's just all chunked. And then anything that's not terrain is an object that gets added to the map, which is, if it's a static object, which means it has no event logic to it, then it just is placed there and you can't do anything. You can't move it. And if it's a event, like one of these things, then it's movable. And the problem is with the core of their system, every freaking frame, they calculate a lot of sheet. And I've altered their code so they don't do quite as much because there's stuff that just doesn't need it. Like this is oh my god, this is a static object right here. Look at the door. It's like up there. This is a static object, which means it never moves. Nothing moves this. And yet, in their code, every one of these objects still recalculate their bounds. And there are objects that are like common events. A common event is an event that is like one of these objects here, but they sort of work in every map. So every single map, they have this event there, and they're still calculating things on that event, even though it has no positional relevance. There's no colliders or anything because they're common, so they're not supposed to be on the map. And so in a map that has, we have like 40 common events or something, and a map has 80 other events, let's say. Every frame, it would run through 100 and some odd events to do calculations. And that really slowed down the frame rate. And so I was like, well, only the things that move need recalculation. And these things only need calculation once, or if something, like there are things that can affect stuff on a map. So like if they do get affected, it'll regenerate, but I don't regenerate it all the time. And these events right here, I also went like, if they're not moving, if there's nothing that triggers their positional change, then we calculate them once and we forget about it. So I just massively chopped down the way that their processing worked. And it works fantastic now. I mean, oh my God, it's so amazing. Anyway. Okay, so this work? Okay, there we go. Boom. So now we can specify a target. I don't know why that's blank. It's probably blank because reasons. But also, what? This is not the right map? No, it's right map. Oh, no, it's right map. I'm not in town. I was working in Smile Game Builder showing you guys stuff, and that's why I thought I was in a town. But I'm not in town in this one. Okay, so I'm on the right map. I have to revise a little bit of how I make these maps know where they are, but don't really care about that. I just closed Smile Game Builder and it did not ask me if I wanted to save. But I made changes. I really hope it didn't somehow automatically save. I'm going to tell Jacob real quick. Hey, if you see a change in SGB and drop box by me, please revert it. Also, yay. He's texting me about the fact that we're at 108, 110. Holy crap! How did that happen? That's amazing. Okay, let's see if this works, and then and you know what? I don't care. I don't care who I'm going to. We're just gonna go somewhere. Let's go to like the big grave. We're gonna do something really stupid. Let's go to the big grave. We're gonna just make the character walk straight over to the big grave. I don't care. It's a YOLO time. Let's find out how badly we can break this. Because once I've verified this is broken, we're going to talk about marketing. Oh, I'm not being optimistic because yeah, everything breaks. Okay, Atlas, it's your time to shine. Oh my god. I like the implication that I said it's your time to shine, and he just YOLOs. He's like, bye. See you later. Why would it have done that? Because how did I get the coordinate for this person? He's like, you know what? I want to go back. I'm done. No more of this. Calculate target position. Let's see. So if it's to point, which I don't like the early returns. I just don't care right now. So resolve target. Theoretically, this is going to get that target. Let me see here. If it's a map container, resolve map target. If it's a... Oh, because I didn't get... It's because I just didn't fit... Where did it go? There it is. So what I need to do then, if I have a target ID, map events, but I want to get the, I don't want to get it from context. I actually want to get it from the map itself. Because I don't think map events have a reference to the map. Does it though? Let me see. If it has a reference to the character, I can get it. It has a GUID. Oh, it does have the character. Okay, so I can get it. So then we're going to do map events, first or default. Context. And then context ID. There we go. What? Oh, because this needs to be... there we go. Event target. Yeah. Okay. Should be good. And then if it doesn't equal null, then we'll do... Actually, you know what? We don't even do that. We'll do if event target is map event. There we go. Then we say map event dot character reference. There we go. Boom. Boom shakalaka. Okay, we'll see how this works. Why is this? Oh, is it going to tell me to turn it into like a as? What? No, I don't want that. I want this. Because this should check it. There's no type inherent in the solution. It's stored as the object. Is it saying it's suspicious because it doesn't, like, it's a base context? Oh, hold on. No, that's not. It's, where is it? Like, if it's null, it's fine, right? Isn't that how that works? Oh, crap. No. Because I converted them all to context, I think. Okay, so that's why. So I do have to get it from, so it's event context. I do have to get it from there. So we're going to say like if event context does not equal null, right? Then we're going to say map event. You know, I do have mods on my stream. What happened? What happened? Oh, what happened? The character was, yeah, that was, sorry, I got lost. Hold on, I'm so close to just getting this part done, so I want to get it done so I can move on. So we're gonna do context.map. No, I can't do that. Oh crap. Because map events is a list of context. It's not a list of map objects. So I'd need to do like, I'm going to cheat for now. I don't really want to get it directly from here, but I also don't care enough. Is there not a get map event? Oh, there you go. Get map character. Look at that. That works too. Because the map events have the same GUID as the map object. I think they do. Now I have to check. Yeah, it's the character reference. So that should be okay. So we should just be able to say target equals that. Perfect. Boom. Boom. Okay, this is going to work. Now this is going to work. I guarantee you. It's okay. It's okay. Lasers. It's fine. I don't expect you to like do your job or anything. It's fine. I don't need mods. I got it. Okay. So, the precursor to what I'm about to do. First off, all these avatars are going away. Sorry. If you like the avatars, they're not going to be part of this. I had a rant on Saturday that went for 2 hours about whatever I wanted to talk about. And I really enjoy ranting about things. That's really why I do it. You know, I'm not really setting out to be some kind of content creator, but I like it. And I was asked by Burns, I think, in fact, to do something like, you know, where I do a recording of a video, like it's stream, and then I chop it into a video. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to teach everybody exactly what you need to know to market your game. Because I am the foremost expert, as they say, on BS. Because I've got a BS in computer science, which has nothing to do with marketing. It'll be fun. I swear. Okay, Atlas, don't fail me. Please, something's got to go right tonight. Let's see. Okay. So he went to his grave. Okay, so wait. So now, meow, we're going to change this to the jump thing here. And we're going to jump. Oh, crap. Yeah, I have jump. I'm going to jump, excuse me, to somebody. Let's jump to, there's a flower bundle, sparkle. What would be one that's like, if I jump to the dog, it'll turn into a fight. I guess it doesn't really matter. I guess that's one way to start a fight. Let's go jump on a dog. But we're gonna make the duration like 1.25, And we'll make the height modifier a little higher so it seems more realistic. As realistic as jumping from one side of the map to the other is going to be. Hey, Nirwanda, watch this. You ready? Here it goes. Wait, no, stop. Why are you walking? No, I wanted you to jump. Oh, okay, well, whatever. He didn't, it kind of worked. I mean, he didn't jump, but he got there. I think it's probably because my code doesn't do the 2 target. Now I want to make this work. Hold on. I really am going to get started in talking about marketing. I'm having fun making stuff kind of work almost. So 2 actor needs that. So this is, I hate this right now. I have to do like, the same code twice, but I'm going to do it just so I can at least, see if it works. So the reason he walked there is because I didn't have any, code in there for that, but. Uh-oh. What? Why are we broken here? One of these days, this avatar thing is going to break, and then I'm going to have to fix it. Walking is kind of like jumping. No, it's not. Don't lie. Okay. And I'm not even going to leave all the Kickstarter stuff up. I probably should. That would probably be smart, but I'm not going to. Hey, listen to this. We have 54K wish lists. Is that good? Because sometimes it doesn't feel... I mean, I guess I could say we have 54,000 wish lists on Steam. So, that's good. I think. I hope we get success on it. I mean, guys, my day job, I'm a chief technology officer. I get paid quite well for my job, especially for living in Minnesota. I should be happy as a clam to continue my career working at the company I have and not, risk doing game dev. I'm not even in a position like some devs are where they don't make the money I do, so they can sort of like, you could Kickstarter your way into a fairly reasonable situation. I'm not there. It's hard. Trying to step away from my position is hard. And frankly, I'm not, I mean, I won't. If we can't have like a successful Kickstarter, I certainly can't do that, right? But it's really hard to also convince people to spend money on that sort of thing. So, whee! Oh, I'm so happy about this right now. I don't yet have a facility where the character can jump onto like, higher or lower spots. I mean, technically it will work because when he lands, it'll adjust, but I don't make him like go straight. Yeah, it's like golden handcuffs. I mean, yeah, I like money. And really more it's like the family and taking care of kids and all that stuff. Like, it's just, it's just not a thing that's easy to give up. Here we go, one more time. Whee! He went really fast because he's farther away. You have kids? No, you don't, Tom. Hi. Did somebody throw up? This is the youngest? We shouldn't have given her more food then. Something about me streaming makes my youngest daughter puke. Did you put any more in there? So it's like...
Mom, I don't want that.
Is it a heavy blanket?
No, it's the sheet.
I mean, do they feel like they're about the same?
No, it's a pillow, a sheet, and a mattress.
Hold on, I'll be right back. 1 second.
Do you want to go grab a towel?
I'm back. Sorry about that. I got wet hands because I washed them. All right. Man, I wish I had money. Yeah, well, that's what they say, right? Yeah, I mean, you know, it's fine. I'm not like rich or something. I get paid well. I'm a chief technology officer. I got to my position by actually working for it too, because I didn't really know anybody that had money. And I grew up fairly poor, all things considered. And then I went to the military and I got out and really worked my butt off, basically. All right, so let me get prepped because I got to get this stuff together here. I'm going to close down the avatars, and I'm going to set up just basically like I have this teacher mode I use, which is just a big screen. I have no idea how this is going to work. I don't know how it's going to go. And if it's terrible, it'll be terrible, and y'all can yell at me, and that's okay. And I'll be okay with that because it probably is deserved. So let's close down the avatars. Not going to see you guys anymore for now. Close down the bot for the avatars. Mix it up. I'm going to turn off alerts. I don't think I'm even going to have music in the background. I don't think most people who do like talking head stuff even have music usually. So I'll probably just like mute the audio so you won't get the music in the background. If that's awful, check. Okay, here we go. I forgot to check my audio, but that's okay. I'll close down voice mod. That's not going to be active right now. I have music in my ears, but you guys don't get to hear that. And I'm not going to do like a switch between like talking head or not. I do have chat on the left-hand side, and we're going to give this a go. I have no idea how this is going to work. And one other thing I need to prep here is I do have some videos I want to point out. And it's not a making fun of people thing. It's going to be more like, because here's the thing. People do content for various reasons. And after I've been watching it for so long, I kind of understand why. And they'll tell you, a lot of them will tell you why they do it. So there's nothing wrong with doing content. I have nothing opposed to people who create useful information and they try to share it. I'm not muted now, am I? Burns? No, I shouldn't be. So there's nothing wrong with it. I haven't officially started, by the way. I'm sort of prefacing what I'm about to do. But there is some usefulness to looking at the material with a different perspective. And so that's kind of what I'm going to use it for. You can hear me. Okay, as long as you can hear me, Burns, we're good. So let me pull up some documents here. I'll even show you guys a little like peek under the hood. I'm not going to show this on the quote unquote video. The best way to make your indie game. I'm going to actually do something else, sort of like the Devin Nash approach, where I'm going to like create some material as we go, just because it's cleaner. But I'm not going to do like a text pad. I don't know. Should I just use like a Confluence document? I could do Confluence. Lasers being the teacher's pet. Yeah, well, you get an A, Laser Beans. I don't know why I called you Laser Beans. Laser Beans? Laser Burns? You're my Laser Beans. So we're gonna do this. So let me just make a duplicate of this header. We'll move it over here. So we'll kind of use this as our working document. And I want to also make sure that my YouTube is not actually on. I'm going to mute that site. I could have prepared all this stuff before, but I kind of debated whether I should do it this way or not. Wait, this is not right. There's going to be ads on that one. Hold on a second. Let me go to my regular YouTube. Obviously not prepared for this. The sun is a deadly laser. Burn. Okay. So we're going to go to the YouTubes on my YouTube. Because that actually has... See, this is what I watch. Listen. I do honest trailers. I watch Primogen sometimes. This was because I was looking at like indie game stuff. I've been watching a lot of Adam Savage, and then I don't know what the hell that is. Whatever. So I'm going to have this available. We're not going to do honest trailers. But this is going to be so I can sort of refer to a video. But it's not really like, I'm not going to like show someone else's video like all the way through or their audio. It's more just so I can refer to it and you can see what it's about. Let me just make sure I have this stupid video. Are you muted? Yeah, we're muted. Okay, here you go. Boom. Sell more games. Okay. Are we ready for this? We're going to get this started. What should we even call this? Should it be the best way to market your indie game? Or this one weird trick? The secret... Oh, I got it. The secret... secret? How do you spell secret? Secret about indie game marketing nobody will tell you but me. I love this. I love the like clickbaitiness of it. Okay, so the let's get this thing rolling because it's gonna be a wild ride. This is it. I've got all the secrets. Don't worry. I'll take care of y'all. And you can quote me on this. Only quote the good stuff, though, because I don't like it when you quote the bad stuff. All right, so let's talk about this, folks. I have been watching videos on indie game marketing. When I first started doing the indie game dev stuff for Alterium Shift and Drafty Games, I found a lot of great videos. And one of the great... Oh, I got to record it. Hold on a second. Hold on. Record. There we go. We're going to start over. Time to record this and then sell it. That's right. Lots of money. So what I was saying was I have been working on this game, Alterium Shift, for 4 years. And when we started working on this, I did some research into marketing your video game. And one of my most favorite piece of advice, the greatest thing is you see these videos like the 10-point process to marketing your game. Here's how you're going to sell your game for millions, whatever. It always starts with the first thing you got to do is make a great game. And I love the idea that everybody telling you how to market your game starts with, well, all you got to do first is, just make something that you're going to sell for lots of money. That's it. The rest is easy. And so recently when we were talking about things on my stream, I kind of got on a kick about, honestly, I don't even know what I was talking about. I think I talked a little bit about marketing and some of the experiences that we're having with our Kickstarter that's coming out. I'm sure I'll put some information somewhere within the video when the video gets cut. But then I started thinking about the fact that you watch all these videos, you see these people talk about their years of experience, they tell you all the answers. And I work in marketing. Nobody has any idea what they're doing. And if you think I'm wrong about that, let's have a chat. Because honestly, marketing is not an easy thing to do. promotion's not an easy thing to do. And the people that are successful at it are not making YouTube videos about it. Let's just be real. So let's talk about this. First off, one thing I've also learned is that people like to know what your credentials are, which is ironic because if you look at the scope of people who sell you things on YouTube, like content, their credentials are not, I make millions of dollars a year, unless they're like Mr. Beast. Most people don't make millions of dollars a year. If they're selling you something about how to market your product, they're marketing themselves because they're the product. So keep that in mind, right? Am I marketing myself? Sure. You're going to watch this video. I'm going to make lots of money. Great. Give me money. I'll take it. But I'm doing this more because I'm having fun with the whole idea of talking about some of my experience and how it applies. So I'm a chief technology officer. My career, 18 plus years, has been all in technology. I started as a junior dev. I worked my way up through the ranks. I started managing people. I'm really into process and process-driven solutions. I've been in multiple startup companies. I've been in large organizations. I've learned a lot about people and dealing with them. It has nothing to do with how to market a product. But for 3 years during the pandemic, I ran the client services organization of my company, which includes the paid media organization, the marketing side of things. And incidentally, I still didn't care about it. But I can tell you that after interviewing 50 plus people for that kind of role, after working with the marketing people, those people who are experts still didn't really know much about what actually marketing is. They know how to repeat those words, right? But if you talk about my credentials, I have observed and learned and processed and applied this to the things that I know. And that's why hopefully today we'll talk a little bit about some of the things I might know. I'm going to drink some water for a second. If you're in chat, I do have chat here. You're more than welcome to chat, by the way. I'm not giving you like a lesson. I'm ranting. I'm ranting about some of the ridiculous things and hoping to provide some insight into useful information, right? Like I'm hoping to provide stuff that's like helpful. So when we talk about the credentials of my knowledge and my experience, after having been in that organization for 3 years, running a customer service org, looking at how media works, and then applying it to our video game, let's talk about what other credentials might help. So we have a game called Alterium Shift. It is on Steam. It has been out there. We've been working on it for 4 years. And in that time frame, we have achieved 54,000 wish lists on Steam. We have done an early access launch, which was something. We've had a publisher. We have 17,000 followers on Twitter, which is, a pretty good number for developers. We've made some terrible mistakes. We've learned a lot. We've talked to marketers. We've worked with our publisher. We've talked to other publishers. So if anything, I have a lot of really terrible experiences that give me credentials to tell you the stuff I'm about to say. It is a good number, right? People say that 10K mark is a good mark. We're at 54. And I'll also say this really clearly. My partner, Jacob, in this project, he is a good marketer. He's got the instinct. He's got the right stuff, as they might say. He doesn't believe he does, but I watch what he does and the things that, if I reflect on some of these marketing tips I'm going to give, he did it from the beginning. I didn't know. He was willing to do it. So some of the things are me relating what I learned from him. I am not a good marketer. So if you want to know what my credentials are, I'm a good process person. I'm good at business and putting pieces together. I'm good at sort of setting a direction and creating pressure for that. I'm good at learning things and applying that knowledge. I suck at marketing. Me, this guy. If you want to say like, hey, Matzi, should I do this advertisement? If you want to know what not to do, ask me, because I'll say, oh, that's a great advertisement, and it will fail. So keep in mind that I'm not giving you information of like, this is what you should put in your advertising material. I've never been good at that. One day Jacob gave me a picture of, or like a little video of a canyon that was all dirt. It was all dirt. It was like a canyon of dirt. I'm like, that's not going to do well at all. Why are you going to post it? And it was one of our highest liked videos. So if you want to know my instinct for what visually is appealing to people, people like dirt, I guess. I mean, whatever. So, credentials. Take those for what it's worth, because it gets into some of the really key pieces of advice, right? So, who am I? The intro, right? Let's talk about it. Intro. Matzi knows stuff, but isn't an expert. Aha! I got dirt. Yeah. Knows stuff, but isn't an expert. So 54K wish lists on Steam for Alterium Shift. Can I spell? Maybe. 17K followers on Twitter. More on other places. RPG in the Box. We're not talking about RPG in the Box. That's a good game too. I thought you had a publisher. No, we had a publisher. So we terminated with that publisher at the mid-year 2024. We started the process at the beginning of 2024. Amicably. So we don't hate our publisher. Was not a fit for us long term. So I can tell you lots of stuff not to do, basically. So let's talk, though, about some of those things. So I gave you sort of the rundown on the credentials, right? When this gets cut, I'm sure we'll just chop pieces up and make it a little bit more digestible. Not all my credentials have to be known. Certainly, I'm not going to share my personal details. But we have had some experience, and there's really only two steps. The two, like, this is sell more games, right? This video is great. I started thinking it would be dumb. It had a lot of really good insight. This guy Jonas Ty Roller, he interviewed Chris Zukowski, and Chris Zukowski is the freaking perfect promotional person. Yeah, hold on a second. My daughter is sick, and apparently she's going to be staying home. Oh, hold on a second. Hold on. This is going to be a pause moment because this is actually pretty important. Crud. I have a dentist appointment. Okay, sorry. My youngest threw up while I streamed. So apparently she throws up while I stream. She's probably not the only one that throws up while I stream, but she certainly is the more significant one. I have a certain set of skills. Terminated the publisher, the fingerless gloves. Jump cut to take in the scene on the phone. Yeah, my daughter's sick. So I recommend people actually watch this video. Because there are some really useful things in here. And I am going to critique some things in it because I think it's really funny and it really hits home on the points that I'm about to make. But, you know, this guy right here, he is a marketing maniac. That guy, he knows how to use words. I tell you what, you've got to listen to him because he's smart and he has really useful things to say. And there's another video I have that's like slightly less known person, but I think really illustrates some of the points I'm about to make. So here's this guy right here. Learn the basics of game marketing research in less than 15 minutes, right? Ooh, he has a blog called How to Market a Game. Yes. You want to know how to market a game? Go look at that guy, Chris Zukowski. He's even got a name that's pretty cool, right? Or check out Jonas Tyroller. He's got lots of really good feedback. But here's what it boils down to. 2 tips. Simple. This is like the easiest thing. 2 main tips on how to market your game or promote it. This guy doesn't like the word market. He uses the word promote a lot. In fact, he corrects himself and says, it's not marketing, it's promotion, which I will get into. Step 1, number 1 tip, make a great game. Boom. That's it. Make a great game. Easy peasy, right? In fact, in the video, he kind of brings this up, right? It's actually in his video. It says, just make great games. That's it. That's all you got to do. There's a little caveat to that, because this guy, Chris, also says, well, there's only a specific type of games you should make. So also make them the right games. So step 1, make a great game. Make the right great game. Okay, perfect. I love this so much. 1, there you go. 2, oh my God. Market and promote your great game. Done. Okay, so if you guys want like any steps right there, that's it. That's all you gotta do. So what you do is you make a great game and then you market it. See how easy that is? If you watch any of these videos, I guarantee you it always boils down to that. No one ever answers the question, how do you make a great game? Ever. And all these people presuppose that in order to market your game, you got to make one that's great. It's really simple and hilarious. And last night I was watching this video and the other video, and I was cracking myself up, because every piece of advice you get out there is, hey, let me tell you how amazing I am and how I can tell you all the solutions to your problem. And all you got to do is this 5-step plan. And the 5-step plan is usually just enough information to get you interested. And then you get, the person saying, by the way, I happen to help people sell their games. Come find me because I know stuff. And this is where it really gets interesting. So before I get into I will actually tell you what I think about these answers. Like, how do you make a great game? I have an answer. How do you market and promote your game? I have an answer. It's right or wrong, I have it. You don't even have to agree with me. You don't have to believe me. It's fine. I don't mind. But I want to point some of these things out, because it's so easy when you're trying to get answers to these things to find people willing to get your attention and sell you something. Not even maliciously. Like it could be non-malicious intent. But I wanted to get some words for this, because I was like, well, what is what do you call these things when people project a gap in knowledge and experience of you and says, I'm the person that you want to go to. So this is a consulting thing. And I wanted to hey, ChatGPT, tell me a little bit about this concept. And the best it could help me with is there's a notion of information symmetry. So you go to watch a video about how to market your game. You find a person who speaks very intelligently about it. And then they convince you that they have the expertise and you don't. And then in that process, you realize, wow, this is really overwhelming. I need to go find I need to have this person help me, right? It's hard. You get people who throw jargon at you. They start talking about conversion rates and click-through rates, and they talk about promotion versus marketing. And, there's just like so many things that you can learn about audiences and how to use audiences, and display marketing versus search versus, over-the-top advertising, or connected TV advertising. Jargon, right? Because if you know all the jargon and the other person doesn't, guess what? You're going to be like, wow, you know stuff, right? And if someone's making videos, they're also trying to get views, and the views are going to help them, right? So the more confused somebody is, but the more they feel like they might be able to get it, the better. So, and there's also like creating perceived complexity. So there's a couple components into this, and all of this is like, power dynamics, persuasive techniques, sort of implying that because I can tell you things like honestly and truthfully, I can tell you all the answers, but you're not going to be able to do anything with that knowledge. So you're going to still want me, because by me demonstrating I have answers, it implies I can help you with your problems. So there's a lot that I could unpack about that. I was really just captivated by the whole notion that when you consume content that tries to teach you on YouTube, and you find people like Chris Zukowski, or this guy who markets like Kickstarters, and he has a whole book out, they are selling themselves as much as they're selling you on the things they're teaching you. They might be teaching you things you might be learning, but they're also 100% selling themselves. And so you sort of have to even take it with a grain of salt. I want views, buy my game, support our Kickstarter, right? Like, I want you to also be interested in these things. And I love it because, it's not malicious, I don't think. I don't think like this guy, I keep forgetting his name, Chris. I don't think Chris is trying to be duplicitous. I think he's you watch this video, it's a great video. I guarantee you'll watch it and you'll find some really good nuggets. He's got his own view and bias. It's useful, but it doesn't answer the questions that you might really. In fact, what it does is he pushes his own bias on what type of game you should make, which is, to me, counter what people need to do, right? So let's talk about what I actually think, because I've been sort of delaying getting to this point. Make a great game. Just make it already, right? Just go make your great game. Here's what we learned from doing Alterium Shift. First and foremost, so he brings out, Chris brings up Chris up there, right? A really amazing point. When you look at indie games, when you look at games in the industry, a lot of people look at how AAA games do it. And then they say, I'm going to try to apply that to my indie game world. And one of the common trends with AAA games is kind of secretive, mysterious, whatever. And Chris is like, no, you're an indie game. You are the bottom of the barrel. You need people to know who you are as soon as possible. So first off, you have to get the word out immediately. You have to start from day one. If you feel like you have a good idea, you have to start sharing it. Share on Twitter, share on Reddit, Facebook, whatever social. I don't care what it is, right? And this is actually going to tie into marketing, and he even brings up games like Tiny Glade. I think that's what it is. A lot of these games that are really successful in the indie world didn't start with it being a game. Sometimes someone just had a fun little idea they showed, and then it turned into more because it got traction. So how do you make a great game? Make something and get the word out. Share. It is really hard for developers to do this. Everybody thinks that their idea is going to be the next amazing thing. It's not. I'm sorry. Ideas are a dime a dozen, especially in video game industry. there are times you come up with a mechanic that someone might be able to steal and use, but it's, you know what? This is not B2B business. This is not a situation where you're going to come up with an industry disruptor that's going to change the world. And if you do, you're going to, you're going to have money somewhere for that. If you're an indie developer, you must get the word out immediately and start revising and building, right? Feedback, revision, so on, right? As Burns is saying. That there's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And this is really hard for people. Developers say, well, how do I do that and work on a game? Or I'm not really good at doing it, whatever. And so here's another thing that I didn't know where to bucket this, but I want to make sure I call it out. And it ties in even to watching these videos of experts. Everyone assumes that because an expert who's presenting it makes it look so simple, it should be simple for them. Nobody gets to any position in their world without doing some work. And he even says there's no... the video's over there, but I know it's above me. There's no silver bullet. There's no solution that solves everything for you. And that's why these people can get up there confidently and say, I can give you every answer, you're not going to do it. You know why? Because you're not going to do the work to get there. You have to do the work. And try, and try, and try. You can't just come up with a half idea and then stop. Fail, make it better, fail again. So part of making a good game, a great game, is you got to do. And the analogy that I like is any analogy that has to do with some kind of physical, because people understand physical. You don't get strong by sitting on your butt all day. You don't build muscle without tearing muscle. You could use like a hurdler analogy. You could take an Olympic hurdler that will pull you aside and say, here's exactly how you can become a better hurdler. Here's the exact technique that you need to follow to get over those hurdles as fast as possible. They could tell you every trick in the book. It doesn't matter. If you don't start trying to jump over hurdles and start trying to apply those techniques and improve those, you don't improve your physical stamina and your ability to perform the hurdle, you're not going to get over those hurdles. And you're certainly not going to get to the finish line. And any analogy that you want to use that has to do with some kind of physicalness is probably valid. You're not going to climb a mountain until you learn how to climb. And more so, if you talk about even just the concept of the journey and the destination. If you took a helicopter to the top of a mountain, that's one thing. Oh, it was kind of pretty. Whatever, nobody cares. Great, you took a helicopter. If you climb the mountain, people care. If you're the lead on a lead run up a mountain, even cooler, right? Whatever the case is, the work that it takes to get there, though, is not like day one, you climb the mountain. You probably fall off the mountain. You don't survive that experience. And that's where it's really interesting to me when people say, like, how do you market, make a great game? Well, what does that mean? Well, first off, you got to make something. This guy, Chris, really goes off about how on Steam itself, there are certain categories he would never suggest making a game for. So one of the things you got to have sort of a heart-to-heart with yourself is decide why you are doing this. You can change your mind. For fun? Question mark? Make whatever you want. For money? Money? Career? Then you have to start thinking, make more informed decisions. It's true that people make games that they really like and they sell. I doubt the metrics would show those people are usually successful. I mean, it's already hard enough to get into the bucket of a successful game. So if you're just making games that you like, I wouldn't even bother with worrying about whether you're making a great game. Don't even worry about it, right? If you're trying to do money or career, then you've got to do something that's more informed. You can start with an idea you like, but you've got to be prepared. And that ties into getting the word out, sharing it on places, getting feedback. Indie devs have to throw it out there and get it in front of people. It's like shouting into the wind. And I've talked to a lot of people who are like, well, I don't want to share my idea. I don't want someone to take it. It's like, listen, if you don't share it, you're never going to get anywhere. You're not going to get feedback. You're not going to change it. Well, what if someone hates it? Yeah. Hey, let me show you the latest review I just got on Steam where someone said our game is completely boring. Yes. What if someone hates it? How are you going to deal with that? Do you want to do this because you really enjoy it? It's a hobby. Do you want to do this because you want it to be a career? Do you want to build a game studio? Then you got to buckle down. You got to do more. Let me take a look at my notes. Oh, this is fine. I'm going to just drag it over because I just thought this was super duper funny from my notes here. This is from the other video that I have. No amount of marketing, branding, and claim will help you sell your game if you get these two things wrong. Producing a high quality product and selecting the right game. I love it so much. I laughed so hard when I read that. Not because the person who wrote it is wrong, but because every piece of marketing advice boils down to this is universal. Any product. But the one thing one thing I think game developers might inherently buck about, they might not like about this, is but I don't want to just do stuff that's going to sell. I don't want to sell out, right? But this is reality, folks. You want to sell something and you want to make money from it, you got to sell things people will buy. So the guy's right about this, but he doesn't really tell you like how to get there, right? Pick the right. The most important thing you can do, get this right. Pick the right genre. Yeah, okay. I mean, sure. I don't think that's really as important as picking things people are interested in. And so if I reflect back on Alterium Shift, the one thing that we did was we got the word out immediately, and then we observed the feedback and grew with it. Make sure the idea feels right. No, your target audience doesn't matter. Listen, the one thing that I think is a failure of people giving marketing advice is to immediately tell everybody all the crap that they have to know in order to succeed. And what I mean is like, you got to know about audiences. You got to do the research. No. Throw that out of your head. Start making your game and start putting it in front of people. The audience learning will come. But you know, there's such thing as cognitive load. Most game developers do this stuff on the side. You're not just like quitting your job and making a game without any idea whether it'll be successful. And so you have the cognitive load of your day job. You might have cognitive load of a spouse or a significant other. You might have the cognitive load of kids. All those things are legitimate problems that you might have to solve for. And then you get to working on your game that you really want to work on at night. And now you got to worry about marketing jargon. That's hard. If it's only you on your own, just don't worry about it. Get the word out. Find a channel of pushing your material to get feedback. And as you see things work, continue to produce more of that material. That is how marketing works. It's not rocket science. You do something, you empirically observe the outcome, and if it's working, you do more of it. And someone said, well, I don't find the right thing. Then keep trying. That's literally how people do it. There's, again, no magic bullet there. You just keep working on it. Now, if you have some level of experience with this stuff, you will know enough to be able to research and find options. So this, you know, like you can sort of like figure that out, right? But the core pieces, you got to keep doing it. And when I say make sure the idea feels right, you have to want to work on your project. So, you know, don't just make a game. And this guy right here, Chris, he's like, his big thing is there aren't enough crafty simulation-y type of games on Steam. There's not enough simulation. I think he's trying to sell people on doing that type of thing. I have no idea why he's so hung up on it. He says, you know, 2D platformers, don't sell, don't bother. That's his point. What if you really want to make a 2D platformer, right? Like, I don't, like, his motto is really just focused on making something that will sell. Indie games should be, you know, indie gamers should make crafty simulation-y games because the cognitive load is reduced. If you can make something that's a system that lets the players do most of the work, you don't have to do as much writing on story, you don't have to do as much construction, you just focus on all these little mechanics and put them together and push it out there. So he's really business driven. But if you don't want to make that crap, you're not going to enjoy it. Why are you doing this, right? You can't get rid of fun, in my opinion. Especially as an indie dev, you got to have some urge to make your game. When Jacob and I, before we started making Alterium Shift, we made a game called what was our game? hen something about hen houses. I don't even remember now. God. It's a HOH or something. Let's see. Out of Hen Troll. That's what it is. OOH, right? Out of Hen Troll. I think it's, yeah. So it was a game where you're a fox trying to escape a hen house. And it was like the hens were like these, you know, futuristic giant chickens basically trying to keep you trapped. And we had fun doing it. And so we said, let's keep working on it. We had no interest in making it. It wasn't until we started Alterium Shift where he came up with a mechanic and the visual that I liked. And we were like, let's make something out of this. So there's like this little spark. It's not the spark of, I really like this thing for myself. It's a spark of, I like the idea and I want to share it with people. I'm going to full disclose, not everyone agrees with this idea. There are some developers that think or believe strongly that you need to make a game that you want to make. And that's okay. And if that works, do it. The real point is make sure it feels right and then do a lot of it and find out how, do a lot of it. Find out what works. Do more of that. Doesn't matter what your motivation is, but it's got to feel right, right? You got to have some sense that what I'm doing is something that makes sense. Unless you're purely business driven and you don't caring about your work and you can just sort of chop out stuff, that's okay too. If you're finding outcomes, follow those outcomes. That's really my point about this, is when you talk about making a great game, if you talk to people who've had success, especially in indie games, there's some amount of they had an idea, they shared that idea, they saw the traction of that idea, and it grew. The number of people who just kind of threw something together they didn't care about, or threw something together they loved, and they were like millions of dollars later, they're just, I'm a rich person. That's just so unheard of. And if you're ever watching a video of a game developer or a marketer like this guy, and you think, wow, this guy knows all there is to do, or this guy, right? Because I know everything. We're not the millionaires, okay? The millionaires, the ones that make all of their money from their ideas, do not get on YouTube and tell you how they did it. First off, because it's always the same information. To be clear, they're not going to tell you anything different. It's always going to be some variation of, well, you just got to work at it. You know, it's going to be fancy words all around it, but you just got to do it. Right. Also, they got millions of dollars. Why do they need to get on a video and talk about it? The only time they're going to do that is if they truly don't care and they just literally enjoy creating the content. They like to just get up there and talk about things because it's something that they enjoy. Like Jonathan Blow, I don't think Jonathan Blow really cares about whether he gets any marketing from what he does. He certainly loves talking about his stuff, though. And he's a smart dude. But like this guy right here, Chris, I guarantee you he's also doing it for the fact of continued marketing and business. By the way, gang, cough, cough, Tim Kaine. Who's Tim Kaine? Is that somebody? Tim Kaine. That guy? Kaine on Games? I don't know who that is. He created Fallout. Mostly known for creating Fallout. Oh, he made Arcane too? That's awesome. Not Arcane like the show though, right? So yeah, I mean those people exist, right? But the number of that is very, very small. It's a much smaller grouping of humans. So, step 1, make a great game. And from our experience, here's the other one. This is by the way something that Chris mentions as well. He says, get a demo out ASAP. I agree with that wholeheartedly. So Jacob, my partner in this effort, when we started working on this project, he's like, well, let me just start posting it on Twitter. Let me start posting on Facebook. And then he started getting good responses from the visuals. We're like, wow, we might have something here. And then we said, well, we got to get a demo out. And he was really pushing on this. I'm like, okay, let's do it. So in the first 6 months, we had a demo out. And it was so insightful. And once you have a demo, other people can play your game. Yeah, it costs money to get a demo out. It costs money to create a Steam page. So ideally, by the time you do that, you have some sense of whether people are going to like your game. But you got to do it. Get a demo out, get it in front of people, get people playing your game. That is 100% necessary. And then, this is the time where you go to like question mark, profit, which Laserburns didn't know about when I told him earlier today. It's like, what do you do here? What's all this magic sauce? Most of these question marks are just a lot of work. That's it. From that point on, when you're making your game, in my view, especially as an indie dev, keeping people posted on where you're at, keeping the visuals out there, trying to, become part of whatever you can is a good idea. Whether or not you get a publisher, that's a whole different topic. But the steps to get to making a great game, in my opinion, it sounds nebulous and hard. To me, it's really about finding the thing that people seem interested in and building from there. You don't even have to have a finished game to have a game that will sell. But you do need something that attracts attention. And Chris points this out too, is that if you have the capability to get a really pretty game, you probably want to do that. Not everybody does. If you don't have a team, if it's just you, do the thing that you're good at and do more of that. Don't try to make a pretty game if you suck at art. What he says is go deep, which makes sense. Focus on things that make your game more interesting or unique that people want to play, that they're, that they like. Don't get hung up in like, what's the perfect mixture of this type of this? No, don't worry about that. That's why I think all of us fail, because if you're really analytical, you're going to go down a rabbit hole of, well, is my game perfect? Is it fitting this mold? By definition, video games are not supposed to perfectly fit a mold. If you're fitting the mold, you're doing something wrong. The only thing that you should do, which again, this guy points out, is figure out what the heck your genre is as an indie dev and try to make your game fit that genre. They go on about this, but as an indie game, because a player is going to look at your game briefly and decide whether they like it or not, you can't be nebulous about what your genre is. We talk about audiences in marketing, which is the next bullet point I have. An audience is a group of people. It's like the audience watching a video, right? It's the people that, if they're interested in one thing, they might be interested in another thing. And those audiences are fickle, and they have attention spans just like we all do. So if you can't capture their attention or their imagination, you've lost them. You got plenty of time to get them again later, but for that point in time, you definitely lost them. So don't make an indie game that's confusing, that has like wide and varied mechanics where someone can't fit it into some box. It's okay to fit them in the box and then innovate from there, but figure out what that box is and then try to make it look like that thing, right? And everyone, like all these people who get on YouTube and they tell you this, they all say about the same thing. They all basically sort of emphasize this notion that you need to fit your stuff into some kind of existing category or flavor, because then people have a general sense of what they're going to get from it. Our game is a retro-inspired JRPG. That's what it is. Alterium Shift. Retro-inspired JRPG. There's lots of other words about the game, but if you say, okay, I like JRPGs, I like retro style, boom. Our visuals align with that. And when you play the game, generally it aligns with that. There are things that we put into the game that we go deeper in than others do. There's things that we don't yet do that other games do. It doesn't matter. But we fit, some kind of genre. And once you fit that, and once it feels right, you can expand. But you got to do that. That's like a key component to it. What was it? I was going to say something about marketing. No, game making. Dang it, I lost it. I lost it in my own brain. I think I've expanded on this enough for now. What was I going to say about games, making games? Genre, pick your genre. People. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, yeah, I do know, actually. This gets into the marketing, but I'll just hint at it, that part of getting the word out immediately is also learning how to talk about your game. If you can't talk about your game, you can't sell your game. So if you can't, in a soundbite, say, this is what my game is, then you need to start practicing now. Don't worry about whether you're saying the perfect words. Just start figuring out what words you're going to use. You pick your genre, great. Here's what I think it is. And then say it poorly. And then say it poorly like a billion times, because that's all we've ever done. We've just said we've talked about our game so much that at some point we kind of narrowed it down. Everyone thinks that you could just come up with a soundbite. You can't, man, unless you're like this guy probably can. He could probably look at your game and say, this is what your game is. Boom. But you can't. When you're making your own games, just keep practicing it. So let's talk about how to market and promote your game. And this is where I vary, I think, a bit from the games industry. So I'm going to get a little tangent here. In the games industry, there's a lot of promotion and not a lot of marketing. I don't know why I put my thumb that way, but hit the road, Jack. When you talk about games and marketing, promotion, whatever, most people focus on promotion. And if you don't know what that means, I will explain it to you because the definition's pretty stinking easy. I'm going to copy and paste it, in fact. All right, promotion versus marketing. Promotion, short-term, targeted. Get immediate sales and engagement. Marketing, long-term, build your brand, strengthen your customer relationships. That's it. So what is promotion? You're going to launch your game. You get streamers maybe to play your game. You try and get people out there, playing it and interacting and experiencing it. You get, some kind of event that you're part of. That's a promotion. You get, newsletters going out. You have like a point in time event where you flood the market with your material to try and spread the widest net you can in the shortest amount of time. You're promoting your game in that case. That's useful because typically when you do promotions, you're trying to like shoot the numbers up really quickly. And in the games industry, publishers are really interested in promoting your game. They don't give a flip about marketing your game. I'll talk about that in 1 second. But when a publisher tries to get your game in general terms, publishers are different. I don't have like tons of experience, but I've talked to a number of publishers and fundamentally just understanding how the world works. Of course, it's this way. A publisher wants to get the most amount of money from your game for the least amount of effort and cost. I'm sorry. I don't care what they sell you on. It's not malicious. They could have the most genuine hearts in their chests beating for you, and they love you so much. But they don't give a flip about marketing your game. They want to push that thing out there and make lots of money, high margins for low cost. That is a universal capitalist thing anyway, but publishers especially, they don't make tons of money as it is. If you might believe they do, but margins aren't as broad as you think they are, because a lot of times they're supporting games and providing developer funding for things that don't launch for multiple years, right? So again, I'm not bashing on publishers. I'm talking about just reality of fact. So when a publisher thinks about doing something for you, they're promoting your game. And what they try to do is launch the game, promote the heck out of it, and try to get it into that viral, uptick where all of a sudden it shoots up in popularity all at once. Because that curve, that first day of sales, first couple of days, whatever, that's the most you're ever going to sell on your game. Anyone who's ever come back from that and made massive spikes, that's been, more circumstantial luck than anything. Marketing, if you want a studio, if you want to make games for a living and you want to be able to do it either as an indie dev who just does your own things as an individual, or you want to make a studio out of it, marketing is what you need to think of from the very beginning. And that is actually what I mean when I say getting the word out. You are marketing from the moment you start posting about your game. Whether you know it or not, you're doing organic marketing, but you're still marketing your game. You're building your brand. You're starting to create your customer relationships. Everything you do when you interact with your audiences, anyone who consumes your content of any sort, whether it is buying your game, whether it's liking your whatever, your posts, that's marketing. Someone comes onto Twitter and they're swearing your name up and down, and you respond to it in kind, whatever, if you're marketing your game, you're marketing your brand. So if your brand is you start fighting with people on the internet, that's your brand. And maybe it works for you. Maybe it doesn't. I mean, usually I think the negativity doesn't work, but whatever. Anything you do that is not directly related to a short-term targeted promotion is marketing. I'm marketing our game right now, even though I'm talking about general terms. Intentional or not, there's no mutual exclusion. I can market my game and try to provide you useful information, but you're still marketing. And you have to remember that if you really want to do this for a living, you can't just think like I've seen people do, where it's like, oh, I'm just going to make this really cool game, and if people like it, they'll buy it. No, absolutely not. Don't think that way. You will not be successful. If you are, good on you. You're probably one of the lucky, winning the lottery few. You might as well just buy lottery tickets if that's the case. Because people can't buy your game if they don't know about it. They can't trust your game if they don't know what your brand is. And I don't think most people care about the studios until you're at the A+ level. But you don't get to the A+ level if people can't have some understanding of who you are and what your brand is. It's interesting to me too, because I've been watching this show on Max, HBO Max. It's called Game Changers. It's all about, the industry and the games and where it really kind of took off, and, Atari era and so on. And there was a period of time where they realized giving developers rockstar status sold well, taking like the nerdy developers and then doing full page, bios on them was good. And that's still today, that's what it is, right? You want to know the developers behind the product because people want to feel like they can trust you. Building trust is important. It doesn't matter what your product is, whether it is video games or, selling like door cameras or something. Brand is important. And marketing is all about that. Incidentally, that's why publishers don't care about marketing your game. Just to be clear, they don't want to market your game because marketing your game is marketing your brand. Unless they own your game, then they're going to market it for sure because they're going to market as part of their brand. And they still are going to anyway, because usually when you publish, you're sort of like combine. But a publisher doesn't want to single you out then because their brand isn't your game. Their brand is a set of games. So they're not marketing whatever. They're going to market themselves as a publisher. Of all the jargon you should know, you should understand for sure the difference between promotion and marketing. Wherever my fingers go. Any questions, class? So promotions only matter, in my opinion, when you have a sense that you're going to be able to sell your game for any significant amount. Marketing matters all the time, paid media or otherwise. But promotion only matters when you actually think that you're going to sell it for something. And so if you go back to like make a great game, right? If you were doing this right from the beginning, you got numbers that can tell you whether people are going to buy your game. You got likes on Facebook or Twitter or Blue Sky or whatever. You've got wish lists. This is why getting a Steam page up as fast as you can is good, because gathering wish lists is a great thing. There's all sorts of things you could look into, like what is a good way to set up a Steam page. There certainly are useful guides out there about it. But those are things you can tweak too. So gathering wish lists, gathering metrics and numbers, those tell you the information you need to know on what you need to do with your product next. And one of the most important things I can tell you about this is there's nobody out there. And this is what I'm really going to hammer on this. There's no marketer, paid media or otherwise. There's no company that's going to sell your product better than you. You could pay someone lots of money and they're going to sell your product for something, right? But they're not going to know your product like you do. So if you do get someone to partner with you on it, if they're not part of your team, you've got to be really good at being able to give them the information that they need to sell your product. And the reason that I don't, I've tried it. I've had marketers. I run a marketing group. And their goal is to make money off of you. that's how they make money. So true, if they sell more copies of your game or your product, they're going to make some money off of it. That's true, but you're not their only customer. So just like a publisher, they're going to try to target someone who they think they can make something off of, but they're only going to go so far. They're not going to sell it to the level that you want them to sell it because they're not you. They don't know your product. They don't know what they're going to do with it. They're going to try and learn, and then they're going to charge you money for it. And the greatest part about marketers and consultants is even if they don't sell your product well, they still got paid to some degree. There's always going to be some amount that you're going to end up losing because you're going to have to pay them something up front. I mean, that's a cushy thing, right? And in my experience, most people who claim to have marketing expertise have no idea what they're doing. And I'm sorry to say it that way. I have no idea what I'm doing half the time. Anyone who tells you what they, like how to market, they're telling you their experience where they had success. And it is not in any way, shape, or form universal. I would wager that most people that are in marketing, paid marketing or otherwise, or promotion, they have more instinctual capability than knowledge-based capability. They have experience from failures or successes that they apply to the problem. But when you distill that into a set of instructions, they do not work. And if you do get instructions, it's everything I've just told. It's just so basic and fundamental. It's not, here's exactly how you go and meta. And if you do it this way, you're going to get tons and tons of conversions. Absolutely not. If you're going to do paid marketing, by the way, start small, experiment, tweak, learn. Any form of marketing is always a process of learning, and that's really all it is. It doesn't matter what industry you are in. It doesn't matter how many years of experience you have. The only thing years of experience are going to give you is it's going to help you get started faster. It's going to help you kind of know what knobs to pull sooner or how to pull those knobs. But if you're going to ever do paid marketing, just pick something, start small, and see what happens. I was going to bring up my metrics for Facebook. So we're doing the Kickstarter. I don't have any assumptions of what our demographic is going to be. But the most interesting part I've learned about our demographics on for Facebook is a majority of the people interested in our game are of a specific age bracket and a specific gender, as an identified gender. Now, I'm not going to get into the specifics of whether it's appropriate to just be binary gendered here. In the marketing world, they use binary genders. Okay. And I would guarantee you that if there was a higher percentage of non-binary genders, they would show up on a graph like this. It's marketing companies, the capitalist world of marketing doesn't give a flip. Anyone who tries to convince you that there's some marketing company out there that maliciously tries to be anti-something, anti-women, anti-men, they are full of so much garbage, you have no idea. Everybody who lives underneath this, anyone who's trying to make money, all they're actually doing is targeting you as an audience and selling you something. Our world, this is a total tangent from me telling you how to market your game, but this is an underlying thing that people should understand, in my opinion. If you watch Devin Nash, who's really he considers himself he says, I don't care anything about politics or whatever. I'm a contract to hire type of guy. I'll sell whatever, right? Because he said he's like a mercenary, right? And it's so true when it really boils down to it. If you ever watched the movie Spirited with Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell, the main character is exactly this. He doesn't care if there's controversy. Controversy sells. They sell controversy. So whatever the metrics are, whatever you see, whether you think, oh, this company did that or the other, just keep in mind, there's someone looking at the numbers and seeing where the audience goes, and they're changing their decisions based upon what they see. True, people mess up in those industries. People get fired because they did something that significantly messed up the numbers. But they don't care exactly where those numbers went. It's not a moral thing. If morality sells, there you are. If this bar represented morality on something, like I did something moral and now all these people are interested, moral, I'm going to sell the heck out of that. Conversely, if I did something amoral, but it sold, as long as it's within legality, right? They don't care. So anyway, that was my tangent. The reason I'm bringing this up, though, this is our, I think from a few days ago or so, using Meta to do marketing, paid media marketing for our Kickstarter. I had no idea what this would turn into, but it's a very clear indicator. If you're going to do marketing and you're going to care about things like numbers, which you should, if you get down to like jargon and stuff, just look at the numbers. Who is this selling to? What is the demographic? I didn't define the demographic. I said just pick, I think it was like 13 to however old. But this is very clearly saying in your video game, your retro style JRPG has the most interest of men 35 to 44. And actually, since I took a picture of this, the numbers have grown. The chart has stayed the same. So men 35 to 44, people who identify as male, they are the most interested. These are clicks. These are people who saw the ad and they clicked on the ad. That is a very clear indicator of what the audience is. What I found interesting is this 3% of women, the age ranges is across the board, which is pretty crazy, right? So of the, percentage of women who clicked on it, the actual age range is much more spread out, which I thought was funny. But the men are like, boom, here they are. 35 to 44, that's it. So if I were making smart decisions about who I targeted, I certainly would at least target that group. I'm not going to change the game necessarily I don't know, like, just because they're men of that age group, there's nothing that I'm going to change about what I do with the game, but I am going to, tweak targeting maybe. Find areas where this group might be and then put it in front of them. Because that there are some people who use TikTok and other things are probably in the younger age range. People in this group, Facebook, right? Now, I want to look at TikTok and see if we get a different distribution, but I'm guessing that the likelihood is it'll be a similar trend. So, if you're going to do paid marketing, you got to start small with something, and then you got to see what your numbers look like and grow it, basically. But you always have to be doing it. And this is where I differ from, like, a publisher is going to say they're not going to spend money on ongoing marketing. But any marketing person who's been working in industries for any amount of time will tell you that the paid media tools out there, Google, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, whatever, they succeed better if they have some learning, if they've been paid to learn. If they haven't been paid to learn, it's going to take longer if you need to do a sudden burst. So if you're like at a point where you're like, oh, I might actually make money off of this, finding money to spend on low-level paid marketing has value. I don't give a flip if someone else tells you that's wrong. You should probably learn for yourself if that's wrong or right, because most people, even this guy Chris, will tell you, yeah, don't bother with it. The only time you should spend money on paid marketing is like a multiplier. And I just think that's bupkis. As an indie dev, if you have a product that you think is going to sell and you're getting traction, low-level paid marketing has value. how you do it and what you do with it, I mean, you're going to have to look at some articles or, videos of people who will break it down for you. The jargon is a lot. Start somewhere. Target an audience somewhere. Pick, ours are English speaking countries. Set up your paid media in English speaking countries. Put it at a low level, like $1 a day or something, or $2 a day. See what happens. I really don't believe in the whole marketing blitz idea and the front-loaded marketing. There are people who've tried that and it's been successful, but it's, in my opinion, more of a waste of money. Publishers will do that because it's like a roll of the dice, and if it's successful, they make lots of money, right? But indie devs, you shouldn't just save all your money up and then launch your game and then blitz it all at once. Was there anything else about marketing I wanted to talk about? Chat, do you guys have any questions? Have I put anybody to sleep yet? Am I going to be working from home tomorrow with a sick kid? I don't know. Find out. What was I going to say? How to market your game. Market and promote your great game, right? Let me see if there's anything else I thought would be useful for people. Oh, okay. So, let's talk about the other piece of this. If you want to truly market your product, you need to cast a broader net than one outlet. And indie devs will say, but I'm trying to make a game and how am I going to make a game and market? Well, yeah, I mean, this goes back to if you want to run a race and be faster than other people, you got to practice running a race. I don't know the best answer. My partner Jacob is much better at doing the actual posting of things. We recently started using buffer.io because it can distribute to multiple channels at once. But you need to figure out where, figure out your main outlet, but then also cross post to other places. So figure out. There's going to be places that you are getting more traction, so you certainly should post there more, but you've got to do other places, right? Find a partner, friend, etc. to help if you can. Maybe you can't, but you got to figure that one out because, but Matzi, if I can't do that, then does that mean I'm sunk? Well, no, it doesn't. But the reality is any product you do, indie dev or otherwise, needs awareness of people. People need to know about the thing you're doing. Posting ahead of time, ideally best at least a few days ahead. Yeah, I mean, no, I hear you. So what you're saying, Laserburn, is, well, yeah, you could do like a scheduled post and do all that stuff. Yeah, I mean, here's the problem that I'm going to go back to is cognitive load. And I hope this resonates with people who are trying to do indie dev, especially on the side. We get in our own heads about all the things that we have to accomplish. And you say, if I'm not posting enough, I'm getting behind. And then what you do is you talk yourself into failure. And so there are many, many techniques. If all the things I could tell you is just don't be so hard on yourself, that's not really a marketing technique. That's just like a personal suggestion. If preparing posts ahead of time works for you, do it. If anything, I would say find an approach that works for you without killing your motivation. even if it means not posting as much as you'd want. At least do something. So like, not everybody can post all the time. Not everybody can prep their work. Do something instead of nothing. But do what you can. Meet yourself at your own level. What you should find, in theory, is the more you're able to do it and the more you see responses, you kind of figure out where you're going to focus your energies. Partnering is good. If you have any sort of income or funds that you can use, you could maybe contract somebody or get a volunteer to help you. The end point is, though, is you literally just have to do anything at all. And the biggest point that I would say, Jacob and I went through this all the time, is we would get really stressed about the pacing of wish lists, and we'd start looking at numbers and right. We'd look at a point in time where we had a bunch of people unwish list us, or that we weren't getting enough upper wish lists, and like build up our own stress. And then we would focus all this time on trying to get our wish list back up. And it just doesn't help. You kind of have to do and let it go, right? Throw it out into the ether, let it sink or swim, and then move on. Work on the move on mentality. So that means don't let one bad event sink you. If you do a post and the post sucks and no one likes it, fine, just do another post. Don't let that, like, you do 10 posts and you get like 2 likes across them or something. Okay, do more posts. Just change something, right? Change tactics. So there's the other concept that like you do need to essentially alter or improve your tactics and approach as you go. I really hope I don't have people on my YouTube talking. Okay, good. When things don't work, find another way. If your material isn't getting traction, try different material. Try posting on other places. Try getting support from people who have more success. So find somebody that you trust that you can ask for their help or advice. This is a little controversial, and this is interesting because we're in a group now where we try to do more shareful sharing posts. But in the beginning, make your primary posting all about your product. Okay. The reason I would call this controversial is that like the group we're part of, we do shared cross posting. And I think there's value to that. Like it's the whole cooperation idea that people are sharing ideas and going around, right? But in the very beginning, or like the first year or so, especially if you think you're going to sell this game, you have to get your message out. Your space, like your Twitter account that's for your product, only post stuff about your product. Don't retweet other people's stuff. Don't put stuff in there that's just your opinion about the state of the world. Post about your product. It's true that some people's brand might actually end up being some kind of outrage marketing, or like, oh, it's unfair that the world is this way, and then you get a bunch of likes on it or something. But your product is not your opinion on the world. Unless your game is that, I guess. But your product is your game, or games, or whatever. Or maybe your product or brand is you as a developer. Whatever that is, you have to post more about that than anything else. Because if someone goes to your page or whatever it is, they're going to see your stuff or other people's stuff. It's really hard to distinguish whose stuff you're looking at, especially if you're doing things like retweeting everyone else's things. So while I've had other people say, oh, well, I like to, we should be pulling other people's stuff in. That was also someone who had like 20,000 followers plus on Twitter. Obviously, their technique for their product works, but I would strongly recommend always first focusing on you and your product. Don't post about the dog walk you went on. Do that on your Discord. That's fine. Have a Discord channel. If it's Twitter or Reddit, post about your game or something you're solving with your game or work in progress, or screenshots or new art that you have coming, or whatever. But if you look at the history of your post on your Twitter or otherwise, make sure that most of that is your stuff. Once you've kind of grown to a certain level, you can alter that. You can figure out different ways to do it. But always just post about yourself, and do it's important to gain experience for you and for people to know what your product is about. Mixing in personal views or retweets confuses. It's so real, right? If I were to retweet someone else's stuff onto my business account, like, oh, here's our Alterium Shift or Dratzy Games page on Twitter, whatever you call it. Here's our profile page. And we're always retweeting something about sports. What is that? Is Dratzy Games about these sports things or whatever, right? It's just all about messaging and consistency. So be consistent. It's really kind of what it is. I had another thought I was going to say. I really should be wrapping up because like 11 now, but mixing in personal views, retweets, messaging. Yeah, I got nothing. The other thing that I'll throw in there that is I said this earlier, but I'm going to write it. So there's it's like a 5. I think the rule of 5s. I can't remember the name of the rule, but there's this rule that in marketing, someone has to see something like 5 times before they interact with it. And so one of the reasons you cast a broad net is because there's many different places somebody might be where they get exposed to your information. When someone sees something on a page, that's called an impression. So when people sell you paid advertising and they sell you on awareness, impressions are just the ad showed somewhere on a page. It's not that they interacted with it. And those impressions happen all the time. And so when you're creating your messaging and your imagery, over time you're going to evolve it, and then you've got to go back to all your places and update it. Yeah, it's a lot of work. But the better you get at that, and the more consistent you are, the more likely someone's going to see your stuff. So if you have in, your personal profiles in XYZ thing, Discord, Twitter, Facebook, Gravatar, like any place someone might be able to see information about you and your game, you should be putting something about you and your game. And I'll tell you, like, I've seen really big, like important game studios that don't have that level of detail. It's interesting to me that they don't even think about it. I guess bigger studios, maybe it doesn't matter. I was going to see if I can get it. I can't because I'm streaming. Like if you go to my Discord profile or Jacob's Discord profile or our Twitter profiles, you'll see at the top, we literally say who we are, right? Alterium Shift Devs, Drafty Games, the more you can put about yourself in any little slot of information you have, the better. And that's true across the board. And as you're refining your messaging, just update it. Update your images, grab people's attention. You have to do that. It is absolutely necessary. I am huge on the marketing side. The promotion side comes. Actually, weirdly enough, I'm a reverse of this guy. I'm reverse of Chris Zukowski. I still watch this video for sure. I'll put the link in my description whenever I put the video out, my video out. Watch this video. He is great. He has so much insight into how Steam works and where to focus. He's got insight into the industry, into what sells. He's great. My opinion only matters if you think what I'm saying resonates. If it doesn't resonate, do whatever, right? Find the thing that works for you. But his view is promotion is more important than marketing. And I am going to tell you my view is opposite of that. And the reason is, as an indie dev, promotion only works if you've made a great game and you already have some kind of interest organically. But you cannot grow organic interest in your product without marketing. You cannot do it. And all marketing is continuing to build your brand, build your awareness, create customer loyalty and retention, all that stuff. That's marketing. So what's so funny to me is that this guy's like, oh, marketing, no, don't worry about marketing. It's like, no, worry about marketing first, promotion second. Because the more you market, the more generalized awareness, the more you can catalyze that into a promotion. Because you've already got all your channels set up. So that's how you market your game. You freaking do it. You find every channel you possibly can. You push that information out. You build your network of information. You continue to push out to it as you go. And then when you start to feel like you have a hit coming, you've got a really strong game, boom, you throw it in there. It's like laying out fuel and then you light a match and creates a fire, right? Maybe that's not the best analogy. But to me, his whole statements about like, really, you got to promote. You got to go send thousands of emails out to all these different content creators to get them interested in your game. Sure. Okay, I'm responding to an argument in my head with this guy that I don't know. I don't even hate on him. Like, he's fine. But in my head, the argument goes like this. Instead of worrying about marketing, is what he says, what you should do is try to promote your game as much as possible. Get into events, get streamers to play your game, right? All those things. But here's my argument for that point. What do people do once they found out about your game? His point is, well, they'll just go to Steam. And Steam is like the number one driver of Steam traffic, which is fairly legitimate, right? But Steam is not the only funnel of Steam traffic. So if you're thinking that all you're going to do is send people to Steam, then you're missing the point of what you have to do. The funnel then becomes like a little skinny funnel that you're only reliant upon. Your whole reliance on all of your sales is purely on the whims of the Steam algorithm, TM. If you're going to promote your product, you need to have a landing place, and you absolutely don't want your landing place to be the only one platform where you might release your game. Successful indie devs do not just release their product on Steam. Some of them release it first on Steam and then they go to consoles. But at some point along that continuum, you're going to have to solve the problem for what does your overall profile of marketing look like? And if you're figuring that crap out right before you launch your game, you are so far behind. Because that's a lot of work. We've been doing this for 4 years and we're still learning about marketing. I would not want to be trying to launch a game and just figuring out, oh, I got to set up this thing and that thing. Oh, I got to figure out how to use Twitter and Facebook and all these other things. And I got to figure out how to connect. I know Twitter's called X, whatever. You got to figure out how all those pieces fit together. No, that's so much work. That cognitive load will sink you in a heartbeat. And then that's when you go, oh, I need this marketing person to help me. I'll have them do all the work for me because I can't possibly wrap my mind around this problem. So that's my hot take on the whole marketing versus promotion and why marketing is important and how you market. It's not hard. It's just work. You're not going to start out there. You got to start with something, but you should be considering growing your presence and expanding it beyond the scope of, oh, I'll just send them to Steam. It'll be fine. I don't think that's the way for indie devs to go. Not if you want this to be your business. If you don't care about it being your business, you just want to have fun. That's fine. Just, don't listen to me because I'm not the person to talk to then. Because I'm very much wanting to make this my business. So if you want to talk about my ultimate credentials, hopefully is I want to make Dratty Games, Alterium Shift, other games our business. And because of that, I'm looking at it from the business perspective. I'm looking at what we do to structure our business to support that model. And one game that sells X number of copies does not support a long-term sustainable business model. It doesn't. I think that's it. I think I'm good. I've gone longer than I thought I would. If I can get this chopped down into a reasonably sized video, I absolutely will. Just to circle back on some of the things I said. Obviously, step one to marketing your game. This is like the secret people won't tell you. Just make a great game. I mean, they will tell you that actually, but whatever. Make a great game. That's it. That's it. Just make it. Just do it. But, get support. Post your stuff out there. Get people looking at it. Step 2, promote it. Just do it. Easy. You'll sell millions of copies. Tell me how it goes. I think that's it. I think we're good. I don't know what I always say something like, well, that's all for today, folks. I'm Matzi, and I'll see you next time. Because that's how I do it. Thanks. Thanks, everybody, for bearing with me. For those who stuck it out. I don't actually know who stuck it out or who fell asleep. I definitely got into rant mode. And I'm okay with that, too. Hopefully there'll be some value to this. I'm going to try and get the information chopped up into a video and see if we can just get it out on YouTube and see what happens. If anyone was watching and you guys went and did the Kickstarter backer thing, I appreciate it. Let me see where we're at with our numbers. Hey, we made it to 112. I was playing Final Fantasy while listening. How did it go? Did you win all of the X's of the finals and the fantasies? I love that I left him above my head the whole time I talked. Just like, he's like, whoa, you guys. Boom. I was going to say something about marketers, and I can't remember what I was going to say about them. You beat the game, the whole thing? God, I talked for a long time, didn't I? Yeah, if anyone was listening for this, separate from the video that I'll probably put together, and and you have any thoughts, feel free to reach out on the Discord to share it with me. I'd love to hear if people felt like this had some inherent value or not. Obviously, it's more like opinion-driven Motzi. I suppose, like, if I had credentials like, oh, I launched this game and made $50 million, I wouldn't be doing YouTube videos. Just to my previous point. But I'm always curious about that stuff, like what people find useful out of the information that they're supplied with. I'd never really claimed to be the foremost marketing expert, but I do know fundamentally that most things that you do take some level of just focus, effort, and time. And I also know that, content creators leverage that perspective a lot, because people are like, oh, I can get the answer now. It'll be easy. Oh, I'll listen to so-and-so, and they're great, and they're going to have all the answers, and they don't. They give you answers, but those aren't the answers. All right, let's go see what we can do here. Is there anybody streaming we can go visit? Guess we could go see. I just realized I was doubling my microphone. Sorry about that. Because I switched back to this thing. Okay. I'm not doubling my microphone anymore. So, oops. All right. Anyway, we'll wrap up. I'm going to go hopefully check on a child that's not throwing up. Find out what's going on tomorrow with my day. And yeah, if you did like it, though, if you find some value out of it, just let me know. We'll see how the video does. I don't know. Could be that no one was interested in, if that's the case, just like marketing, I just won't do it again. All right, y'all have a good night. I'll talk to you later.